Talk about our nation's heroes, Taylor Fritz and Tommy Paul. Who, by the way, Tommy Paul, I believe, has won the last 2 matches he's played against Alcaraz? Is that correct?
I don't know. I think so. I think
he beat him in Queens.
Yeah, Tommy Paul can beat anyone on tour, I believe it. Especially Djokovic isn't in his prime.
Right.
And Alcaraz, I don't think Alcaraz is in his prime either.
I think Alcaraz, too, if we're being honest, man, he has no business going 5 with Big Foe. I think Alcaraz looks, I mean, he's good. He's Carlos Alcaraz, but, like, he's not playing his absolute best tennis.
Yeah. But he's still winning, and I think that matters a lot if you can just kind of pull out matches no matter what. But the big thing about majors is when you're playing 5-set matches in the beginning of the tournament, it's very, very difficult to sustain that throughout the whole thing just because it's so much running and just takes a toll on your body.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of tennis, as you and I know as retired D3 athletes.
Yeah, I mean, a long match for us would be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like they're playing for like 5 hours.
Yeah, and after like an hour 45, we'd be like, dang, like I don't want to like move the next like 3 days.
Yeah,
that's just how unathletic we are.
One thing I want to talk about is there's 2 big things. 1, Taylor Fritz. I want to talk about Taylor Fritz. And 2, I want to talk about Emma Raducanu. Did you see what she did?
She pulled out a mix.
Yeah, she pulled out a mix.
She ended Andy Murray's Wimbledon career.
He ended Andy Murray's Wimbledon career. What a someone who's won that tournament volunteers to play with you. It's about them, not you. Like play.
And then she goes out and loses, which I mean, I don't know. Maybe her wrist truly is hurt, but like
no. I think if you
she lost to a quality
from singles as well, valid, completely valid. I got no issue with her pulling out a mix then. But if you're good enough to play singles, just play mix. Like,
no, I agree. Well, what did Judy Murray say? Was she not happy? I'm assuming.
I don't know what Judy Murray said.
I think there was some beef.
I immediately saw that. I'm like, Emma Raducanu immediately went to the last place. I looked at her ranking too. I'm like, okay, maybe she's just grinding up the leaderboard. She's like 122.
Right. And in all fairness, she just came off of an injury. But still, it's not optics wise. Like, it's not great. Like, you know, it's one of those things where Andy Murray is, you know, tennis in the UK. Him, Tim Henman, Fred Perry, and Andy Murray is top of that leaderboard, and it's not close. I want to talk about too. I think that like there's been a couple articles out there. Would Andy Murray, if he didn't grow up or if he didn't play in the Big 3 era, would he be considered one of the greats of all time? And I think there's a fair case for it. You could also make the counterpoint that like, well, maybe he was as good as he was because he had those 3 to compete against, and he's a grinder, he's a competitor. But I still think like, I mean, I don't know. If it's like even 5 years prior, like if it's in the Sampras era, Agassi, like I still think he wins at least 5 slams.
Yeah. I don't know. There's always good players in every era. And
I mean, we're probably going to be making this argument 10 years from now about Casper Ruud. Not maybe to the same extent, but I think, I don't know. Does that make sense?
I don't think guys like Casper Ruud, Zverev, Holger, I don't think these guys are going to win. I don't think these guys are going to win championships.
So who's going to win them? Alcaraz, Sinner?
Alcaraz, Sinner, I think for a while. I think Djokovic will get a few more.
I bet Medvedev will get one more.
Medvedev, I can see Medvedev getting one. I can see an American getting one. I can see Taylor Fritz potentially getting Wimbledon. Or I think it's a little bit of a stretch for Tommy Paul, but
like you said, though,
like he's talented.
His ceiling is, I would say he's got the highest ceiling of Americans. Taylor Fritz is much more consistent. Like, you know what you're going to get, and it's pretty darn good. Like, as like today, like, I mean, that's not an easy match against Zverev. Zverev just got off, you know, being in the finals in Roland Garros, and was damn near close to winning that match.
Yeah. 5 sets between Fritz and Zverev. Also, did you see that little exchange at the net between those two?
Yeah. So in the post-match interview, like basically, like Fritz said that like he said, "Hey, I know your knee's like bummed out. Like, hope it gets better." But it was a long conversation. And then you just see what Morgan Riddle put on her socials.
No, I didn't. What'd she say?
She was just chirping him, indirectly about obviously his accusations and whatnot. But needless to say, I think the world was pretty happy that Taylor Fritz won that match.
Right. So my whole thing with this is, with the situation is this. So Alexander Zverev gets upset with Fritz. He's like, he almost kind of grabs him at the net. It was like, I don't know. It was a little bit too much for my liking of like contact. I know there wasn't like, there's no like.
Well, I think you can tell right away. Like, it wasn't like, two guys like, Big Foe and Alcaraz, like they adapt each other up and like hugged after the match. You could tell clearly like that's a kind interaction. I didn't get the same vibes here.
No. And so you later find out what he said through Fritz, because Fritz just says, yeah, he was upset that my box was, whatever, when he was apparently injured. My thing with that is, if you're not pulling out, you're not injured then. Like, if you're actually injured, pull out. You know what I mean? Like, pull out of the event, because you shouldn't be playing when you're a professional tennis player at the highest level. You shouldn't be pushing your body when you're hurt. Like, that shouldn't happen, I don't think.
Yeah, well, and then you see situations like Hubie Hurkacz. Did I pronounce that right? Is it Hurkacz?
Hurkacz.
Where it's like, that's like, freak of the moment. Yes, like that's going to happen. But yeah, for Zverev, it's like that knee pain came from his previous match when he fell. If he knew that he couldn't go, because it's not an excuse. Taylor Fritz beat him. Like you just said, this is the ATP Tour. If you're stepping out on the court, like, you have no excuse for, or I guess you can make that excuse. So, yeah, I wasn't at my best because I wasn't healthy. Well, you still lost. So yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like the opposite mindset I have. You know what I mean? Like, if a player battles through an injury and they're like out there, they think they're tough. I think they're a fucking pussy. Like, I think straight up, they like, dude, you're not mentally strong enough to def a match. Like, you have to go out there and like play hurt. Like, if you're hurt, def.
It's just not to get all, I don't even want to say political, but like, it just very much is that old school, like, yeah, I'm a tough guy. No, like, I think like you just said, like, if you have the cajon, what are you eating, Millie?
But yeah, my whole thing with the injuries is, if you're actually injured, I can see someone being upset. Like, if someone's like laughing and you're actually injured, I get that. I would be a little upset as well if someone was laughing at my injury. But like, if I'm pulling out, if I'm just limping around on the tennis court and someone's like laughing, like, whatever. Mm-hmm. If I pull out, don't laugh at me because I'm like actually hurt.
Yeah. Which I do think, like, based on like from viewing, do you think he was hurt? Did you watch that fifth set?
Dude, he played 5 sets. There's no way you're hurt. Like, you're not you would just def. Like, these guys are.
You think there's a point where after he gets broken in the fifth set where he just, I don't want to say tanks, but like, just his posture, like, and mentality, could tell like his body language, like, night and day different. And yeah, it was trying to an extent, but it was just, he knew he had lost, and I don't know. I think too, it's funny with Fritz because that's the second time there's been some beef at the net this tournament,
right?
Which is, for California cool guy, he's spicing things up, and I kind of like it.
Yeah. His previous beef was with Arthur Rinderknech.
Yep, from France.
Is he from France?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And essentially, yeah, those two had played previously at the French Open. And apparently, Fritz said something or like, about the crowd. And he's like, well, what do you expect? They're not going to come here and love you. And then so Fritz, obviously, after he beats him again, and it's not close, says, have a nice flight home, which is just, that's some Midwestern chirping right there. And I love it.
That's so savage, actually. Just go up to them like, dude, I'm gonna do that in the red if I play someone from Gustavus. So like, dude, have a nice ride home, man.
Dude, But I mean, when you look at the tournament, obviously,
have fun in the consies draw.
Have fun in the consies.
Dang, if I lose first round, if I lose first round in the red, I hope someone says that to me.
All right, for those avid watchers, viewers, our AWLs. So, pardon my take as award-winning listeners. What do we call our fans?
D-Jennies.
So if you're a D-Jenny that happens to be playing Isaac, just the door is open. But when we look at this tournament, maybe we can use this as an open. Where it's Monday, we're halfway through the tournament. A lot of storylines, a lot of takeaways, a lot of, I would say, expectations that have been met, but also a lot of surprises. I think, we talk about Taylor Fritz. Did you think he was going to beat Zverev today prior to that match?
Yeah, honestly, I did. Okay.
I did not.
A couple rounds ago, I was like, all right, Taylor Fritz is playing pretty well. I think he legitimately has a shot to win this tournament. I don't think it's like that high, but I think it's like 5% right now. I think he legitimately has a shot if he plays well. It's not 0. I think there are some guys in the draw right now that are 0%.
Right. Well, I would say one of them is his next opponent, the Italian. I would say Taylor Fritz has a 95% chance of getting to the 85% chance of getting to the semifinals. Because he plays Musetti, correct?
Yeah, I believe it's Musetti. I want to pull up the draw.
Who's had a great tournament, but still, Fritz. What has really impressed me, I got to watch end of the 4th and the 5th set today. You can just tell, and it's one of those things like if you know as a tennis player, he was so mentally strong, and it's so tough to do that in that moment because he knows darn well he gets that break, he's up 3-1. That's a lot of pressure right there, and to stay like serving as well as he did it's really impressive. And especially when you look at American men's tennis over the last 15 years, we're not used to that. We're used to, you get like Tiafoe, we love him, but he can push you at a 5. Is he going to beat a big dog? Probably not.
Yeah,
the stage like that.
I agree with that. Let's go through these matchups. So quarterfinals, Jannik Sinner and Medvedev. Who do we got?
I'm gonna go Sinner in 4. He looks really good. He dismantled Ben Shelton, which I don't think is like on the scoreboard. That's not a huge like shocker, but he just looks again very dialed in.
Dude, I'm going Medvedev.
You're going Medvedev.
I'm going Medvedev for sure, dude. Medvedev on grass is dangerous. He has a nasty serve. Jannik hits the ball real clean, but on grass you have less time, so I think he's going to struggle a little bit more with a guy like Medvedev who just keeps the ball in play.
I mean, to your point, his game is grass is what it's made for. It's a bummer that Dimitrov had to retire against Medvedev in the round of 16.
It was an honorable retirement, though. He actually
retired. He was hurt, and he said, "I can't do this anymore." So right. I'm gonna go Sinner in 4. You're going Medvedev. Okay. Carlos Alcaraz.
Medvedev in 5. Alcaraz and Tommy Paul.
Yeah, that's the next matchup.
I'll go Alcaraz in 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I hate that because I love Tommy Paul. We met Tommy Paul. Remember that?
Yeah. We didn't meet him. We just saw him.
And then coach was like, guys, it's Tommy Paul. And I just remember being like, who?
Musetti and Taylor Fritz. I'm taking Fritz.
Yeah, I'm going Fritz as well.
Demonauer and Djokovic.
Djokovic. Going Djokovic in straight.
So Djokovic and then Taylor Fritz. I think Taylor Fritz has a shot there if he serves really well.
I'd say it's a 75-25.
That no back wins.
Djokovic,
yeah, that's a good percentage.
But I mean, Fritz, if he played the way that he did today, he's gonna at least get a set off of him. Djokovic still like. Remember, we weren't 100% sure if he was going to play this tournament just because of injuries. I mean, he's looked fairly healthy thus far. It hasn't been like we talked about dominant Djokovic, where, I mean, he's lost sets already. But it's you never know. But if there's a time for Fritz to beat him, it's now, if we get to that point.
Yeah.
And then so we'd have either Sinner or Medvedev and Alcaraz. That's going to be obviously. I mean, Sinner Alcaraz is the rivalry of the modern day and of the next 5 to 10 years, in my opinion, and I think of most tennis fans. I mean, it's both have games that are suited for clay court, or that do well on clay court and hard court. But I mean, what's the X factor here? I think that, I mean, there's a party at the net. Who gets to the net more? Who serves better? I'm taking Sinner.
All right. I'm gonna take Alcaraz. I think it'll be an Alcaraz versus Djokovic battle in the finals. And I'm taking, man, I think I want Alcaraz, but I think Djokovic might mentally outwill Alcaraz and like get it back. I think that might be
what
right there, actually.
I mean, Novak Djokovic is the greatest mental tennis player of all time. And you know that he's got that dog in him right now, man.
How devastating would it be if it was Alcaraz versus Djokovic again in the finals and Alcaraz beats him again? How devastating would that be for Djokovic?
Dude, if I'm Djokovic, I take the rest of the season off.
That'd be so tough.
But are we going to see it? Yeah. I mean, do you think this is the best chance that Djokovic has this year to win a major?
Yeah. I think whenever you're deep into a tournament, yes, you're putting yourself up for success. I mean, you see Rafa, who lost in the second round, I think before, like he's made his way through the tournament. He's playing well.
Rafa didn't play. Are you saying, in previous years?
In previous years, yeah. Like, yeah, when you get to the round of 16, like you're playing pretty good tennis. You know what I mean? Like you have to be playing decent tennis to get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I think, I don't know, man. I don't want to see it happen because like I'm ready for some new blood, as fun as it is to watch Djokovic. But I've got a feeling that he finds a way to pull it out.
Yeah, damn.
But let's talk other storylines. Let's talk. We obviously touched on Zverev, Taylor Fritz, Andy Murray, the Sir Andy Murray, I should say, the king of British tennis the past 2 decades, is now officially done with Wimbledon. He'll finish his career at the Olympics representing his country in a couple of weeks. Pulled out of singles injury-wise, honorable. Doubles, a little easier on the body. Couldn't get it done with his brother, but what a cool moment on center court. The people that came out and watched him, Federer was there, Djokovic was there. And, we all thought, hey, you know what? He's got mixed with Emma Raducanu the next day. Like, that's going to be kind of a fun team to watch.
So when you mentioned that Federer was there, Djokovic was there, was Raducanu there?
Dude, I don't know. Was she?
Dude, there's no way she was there. Zero chance. She's so selfish, dude. There's no way. Zero chance.
The thing is, Andy Murray, I know he gets the reputation as kind of like a jackwagon on the court. He strikes me as somebody who'd be like he gets that phone call from her, and I could just see him being like, oh, like, that's okay. Like, it's a bummer. Hope you feel better. Like, no worries. And then just getting off the phone and being like, motherfucker.
don't
bloody hell.
What kind of a don't fucking broad? Fucking don't broad. I don't even know what they say in England. Fucking wanker.
Wanker?
Fucking wanker.
But no, man, it is a shame because somebody like Murray does deserve better, in my opinion. And again, we're just guys watching on our couch, like, but optics aren't great.
Yeah. Just guys watching on the couch. Speak for yourself. Dude, Taylor Fritz, Djokovic, Tiafoe, especially Tiafoe this year. I want a piece of you guys. Come play. Like, I legitimately think I have a shot versus you guys. So prove me wrong. I don't know. Prove me wrong.
You sound like that 12-year-old who's like, this is really bad tennis. Like that's this equivalent. I think you could hold serve against Big Foe. No way.
Dude, imagine if it was like 4-4 in the first set. Can you imagine?
Dude, he would, oh my gosh, he would want to quit tennis.
He would wipe me, dude. Those guys are so good.
That's the thing, dude. Like, you and I, like, we joke about it, but like, there are people like, and they tend to be younger, like high school kids who like see that on they see tennis on TV and they don't recognize how fast the ball is going. Like it just in like perspective. For example, like you or I go to the Red, we watch like Gavin Young play or Nick Beattie, guys who are respectable Division I players. They're hitting the ball heavier and harder than us, and that's still not even at the level that guys like in 50 to 100 in the world are hitting, and how heavy they're hitting. It's truly like I don't know. It's just there's always somebody better than you, and then there are people that I don't know. It just pisses me off.
Yeah, between a good D1 player who is like 13 UTR and those top guys who are almost 16 UTR, so they're like 15 fives and above. That's a 2.5 UTR difference. Like that's a crazy difference.
Big, yeah, 100%. It's night and day. But yeah, other storylines around the tournament. I mean, what else is there?
Well, let's go through the females too. I feel like you gotta talk about Ostapenko, and dude, she hasn't. There's like a tracker on how far someone runs, and she's ran like nothing.
Really, like, she just blast winners.
Yeah, literally just blast winners, and she's, through to the round of our quarterfinals.
Dude, I'm bummed. I wanted Putin-Seva to win because she's from glorious nation of Kazakhstan. But I'm gonna butcher these names. Is it Rybakina? She's also Kazakh, I'm pretty sure, isn't she?
Yeah, formerly Russian,
and then transferred citizenship.
Kazakhstan. And then, so Yelena Ostapenko and Krejcikova. Who do you got in that matchup?
I think I'm going Krejcikova.
I'm going Ostapenko.
Yeah, I mean it makes more sense on paper. I was really impressed with Krejcikova against Danielle Collins, who was red hot. I mean, that's a big upset right there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an upset. Krejcikova is a solid player.
She's 31 in the world. Collins is nearly top 10. Yeah,
but Krejcikova has won majors.
Oh, has she actually? Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, never mind.
Rybakina and Svitolina.
Rybakina.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Ooh, this is an interesting match. I honestly didn't know of this chick before the tournament.
Yeah, she's a qualifier.
Lulu's son.
Yeah, dude, she's a qualifier.
Dude, she was the one who beat. She's an absolute who from Whoville, and she beat Raducanu in 3.
Well, dude, there was that graphic on ESPN that prior to this tournament, her career earnings were $313,000. By making it to the 4th round, she made $285K at Wimbledon, and now by making it to the quarters, she's made, I think it's like $485,000. So she's nearly like increased like her career earnings by like 33% at this tournament.
Yeah, wouldn't that be like 100% though? If she's
actually, yeah, what math is hard. Never mind.
Yeah,
but she's making lot money, but she's not going to win this next round.
She's playing Donna Vekic.
Yeah, I wanted Badosa to beat her the previous round, but
I'm taking Vekic in that one.
I am too. Now to my favorite match, though.
Ooh,
Paolini and Emma Navarro.
Yeah, I'm taking Paolini. She's made it to the Roland Garros final. I know she's more of a clay court player, but she's been playing super, super well, and she also made the final in Roland Garros in doubles. I think she lost both of them. But Emma Navarro's good, but she's not that good.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. I think, really fun to watch her beat Coco Gauff in straight sets. But yeah, Paolini is going to win this in straights.
Yeah. And then, so who do you got? Paolini and Donna Vekic?
Yeah, and I'm going Paolini in that one too.
Paolini, yeah, wow. Paolini has a good shot to make another final.
He has a really good draw at this point.
Yeah. And then Ostapenko and Rybakina. I think Rybakina, and then I think Rybakina is going to win it again.
I would agree that she's going to win the tournament.
She's sick.
which would be awesome. She has trying to think of best results.
Wimbledon.
That's right. She's fairly young still, 25. She crushed Wozniacki in the third round.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rybakina is sick. She's been real steady for the last like 3 years, I would say.
Yeah. I'm just looking at her tournament results here so far. I mean, lost a set to Laura Siegermans in the second round. But besides that, I mean, yeah, crushed Wozniacki, crushed her first round opponent. Won by retirement, another one in the fourth round against, is it Kalinskaya? Kalinskaya?
Yeah. Anna Kalinskaya.
Yeah, no, she's good. What tournament I would love to see stats on of just, I mean, Grand Slams, but across the tour in general. Which tournament has the highest percentage of retirements?
I mean, Wimbledon, I think, would probably be pretty high, right?
Wimbledon. Yeah, the grass gets slippery, even like, on center court. Like, was it Medvedev who was talking about it on Tennis Channel? How it's different with the roof open or closed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say that. I mean, clay, when you fall, it's obviously quite forgiving and easier on the joints.
Yeah. Do you think the potato famine back in the day, you know how it wiped out 25% of the population over there and a lot of them like moved?
Oh, I remember. I don't remember, but yes.
I feel like Emma Raducanu's ancestors were part of that famine, and I feel like they somehow got through it. But you know how like the strong survive? They were weak people who survived somehow.
Dude, it's not how the card should go. Were they actually part of that?
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy. Actually, they won the lottery by getting through the potato famine. That's like Emma Raducanu winning the U.S. Open, and then they're just Whovilles. Who's from Whoville?
Yeah, man. Born on third, but they act like they're. No, that's a different analogy. Never mind. Yeah, I digress. I do like Raducanu, though. I think she's good for the game. I'm trying to think of other like British women who have been very good.
I mean, Katie Boulter.
Oh yeah, Katie Boulter. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm done ragging on Emma for the night. I feel like we should wrap it up, Dave.
Yeah, Jeffrey just got here. Jeffrey, who's going to win the men's title?
What?
Who's going to win the men's title?
Wimbledon.
What's up, Ike?
Yo.
Probably.
Wait, who do you got?
What?
Who do you got?
Isaac Toivonen. Putting all my money on you, all right?
No, in Wimbledon.
Oh, in Wimbledon. Oh, I thought you were talking about the red.
No.
That's not going to happen either.
Let me look at the matchups here quick. Who do you guys have?
Djokovic.
Here, because I have the women popped up right now. Actually, no, I want to hear.
I think I'm probably butchering this so bad, but I think Rybakina.
Yep.
Rybakina, she'll win for the woman.
Yeah, that's
all right. So who you got? Sinner and Medvedev.
I think Sinner's gonna win it.
Okay. Alcaraz and Tommy Paul.
Tommy Paul.
Let's go.
Right. So who do you have, Tommy Paul or Sinner?
Sinner.
Okay, so Sinner's in your final up on the top half.
Yeah.
Musetti versus Taylor Fritz.
Probably Fritz. He's hot right now.
Yep. Djokovic and Demonauer.
Oh, Demonauer's hot too, but Joker's the GOAT, so Joker.
Joker versus Taylor Fritz.
Yeah, Joker.
Joker versus Sinner.
Sinner.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah.
That'll be 2 on the year for Sinner.
Yeah.
All righty. Well,
I'll wrap it up.
Keep following us as we watch week 2 of the tournament. That would be